According to the National Electrical Code, the term grouped as it applies to electrical equipment means panel boards, switchboards, motor control centers, or similar equipment located adjacent to one another or reasonably close together. When considering the spacing of circuits, they are generally considered grouped if they are spaced apart not more than 6 feet or 1.83 meters apart. However, there is an exception to this rule. Disconnects for underfloor distribution systems within a raised floor assembly or above a ceiling are permitted to be spaced more than 6 feet apart, but the spacing cannot exceed 50 feet or 15.24 meters. Furthermore, these disconnects must be mounted in common enclosures or raceways. Therefore, and in normal circumstances, two main disconnects can be spaced up to 6 feet apart and still be considered grouped in accordance with the National Electrical Code. The purpose of the grouping requirement is to ensure convenient and safe access to all disconnecting means for a given load or system. This allows for quick and easy isolation of the electrical supply during maintenance, repairs, or emergencies. The 6-foot rule is a general guideline. The phrase reasonably close together allows some interpretation based on the specific installation and local electrical inspector's judgment. Factors that might influence this interpretation include the accessibility of the disconnects, the presence of obstructions, and the overall layout of the electrical system. The exception for underfloor and above-ceiling disconnects recognizes the unique challenges presented by these types of installations. In underfloor and above-ceiling systems, it may be impractical or impossible to locate all disconnects within 6 feet of each other. The 50-foot limit provides a reasonable compromise, allowing for flexibility in the design of these systems while still maintaining a reasonable level of safety. It is important to note that the requirement for common enclosures or raceways is crucial for underfloor and above-ceiling disconnects. This helps to ensure that all of the disconnects for a given system are readily identifiable and accessible. It also reduces the risk of accidental disconnection of the wrong circuit. The National Electrical Code is a comprehensive set of standards for the safe installation of electrical wiring and equipment. It is updated every 3 years to reflect changes in technology and best practices. It is important for all electrical contractors and installers to be familiar with the latest edition of the NEC. The NEC is not a law, but it is adopted by many state and local jurisdictions. In these jurisdictions, compliance with the NEC is mandatory. The NEC covers a wide range of topics, including wiring methods, overcurrent protection, grounding, and equipment installation. It also includes specific requirements for different types of occupancies, such as residential, commercial, and industrial. The NEC is a complex document, and it can be difficult to understand all of its requirements. There are many resources available to help electrical contractors and installers comply with the NEC, including training courses, seminars, and online forums. It is also important to consult with a local electrical inspector to ensure that all installations meet the requirements of the NEC. In addition to the NEC, there may be other applicable codes and standards, such as the National Fire Protection Association, or NFPA 70E, Standard for Electrical Safety in the Workplace. NFPA 70E provides guidance on how to protect workers from electrical hazards. It is important for all employers to comply with NFPA 70E to ensure the safety of their employees. Electrical safety is a critical concern for everyone. By following the NEC and other applicable codes and standards, we can help to prevent electrical fires, injuries, and fatalities. Always consult with a qualified electrician when working with electricity. Electricity is dangerous and can cause serious injury or death if not handled properly. Remember that the information provided here is for general guidance only and should not be considered a substitute for professional electrical advice. Always consult with a qualified electrician or electrical inspector to ensure that your electrical installations comply with all applicable codes and standards. The NEC guidelines discussed pertain to the grouping of disconnects for specific purposes such as emergency shutdowns or for specific equipment. The requirement for grouping aims to facilitate quick and coordinated disconnection of power in situations where it's necessary. The 6-foot spacing rule is a general guideline. the local electrical inspector has the final say on whether an installation meets the intent of the code. Factors such as accessibility, visibility, and the presence of barriers can influence the interpretation of reasonably close together. In the context of underfloor or above ceiling systems, the extended spacing allowance up to 50 feet applies only when the disconnects are installed in common enclosures or raceways. This ensures that all related disconnects are easily identifiable and accessible as a single group, even if they are physically separated. The NEC emphasizes the importance of proper labeling and identification of disconnects. Clear and permanent labeling helps to prevent confusion and ensures that the correct disconnect is used in an emergency. The NEC also addresses the accessibility of disconnects. Disconnects must be readily accessible, meaning they should not be obstructed or difficult to reach. This ensures that they can be quickly operated in an emergency. The NEC provides specific requirements for the height at which disconnects must be mounted. These requirements are intended to ensure that the disconnects are easily accessible to authorized personnel. The NEC also addresses the issue of working space around electrical equipment. Sufficient working space is essential for safe operation and maintenance of electrical equipment. The NEC specifies minimum clearances for working space based on the voltage of the equipment. It's critical to understand that the NEC is a living document that is constantly evolving to address new technologies and safety concerns. Staying up to date with the latest edition of the NEC is essential for all electrical professionals. Continuing education courses and industry publications are valuable resources for staying informed about changes to the NEC. The interpretation of the NEC can sometimes be complex and may vary depending on the specific jurisdiction. Consulting with a qualified electrical inspector or engineer is always recommended when there is any doubt about the application of the code. The NEC is not intended to be a design manual. It provides minimum requirements for safety. Electrical designers and installers must exercise sound engineering judgment and consider all relevant factors to ensure that an electrical system is safe and reliable. In addition to the NEC, other standards and guidelines may apply to specific types of electrical installations. For example, the Institute of Electrical and Electronics Engineers, or IEE, provides standards for the design and operation of electrical power systems. Compliance with all applicable standards and guidelines is essential for ensuring the safety and reliability of electrical systems. The proper installation and maintenance of electrical equipment are critical for preventing electrical hazards. Regular inspections and testing can help to identify potential problems before they lead to accidents. Electrical safety training is essential for all workers who may be exposed to electrical hazard. Training should cover topics such as hazard recognition, lockout/tagout procedures, and the use of personal protective equipment. The use of appropriate personal protective equipment, or PPE, is essential for protecting workers from electrical hazards. PPE may include items such as insulated gloves, safety glasses, and arc-rated clothing. A comprehensive electrical safety program should include elements such as hazard assessment, written procedures, training, and regular inspections. A well-designed and implemented electrical safety program can help to reduce the risk of electrical accidents and injuries. It is always advisable to consult with a qualified electrical professional when dealing with electrical systems. These professionals have the knowledge and experience to ensure that electrical work is performed safely and in accordance with all applicable codes and standards. The discussion about group disconnects according to the National Electrical Code highlights the importance of safety and accessibility in electrical installations. The intent behind these regulations is to protect individuals from electrical hazards and to ensure that electrical systems can be safely operated and maintained. The 6-foot rule for group disconnects provides a clear guideline for most installations, but the exception for underfloor and above ceiling systems demonstrates that the NEC recognizes the need for flexibility in certain situations. However, this flexibility is carefully controlled by the requirement for common enclosures or raceways, which ensures that the disconnects remain identifiable and accessible as a group. The NEC emphasizes the importance of proper planning and design in electrical installations. Careful consideration should be given to the location and arrangement of disconnects to ensure that they are readily accessible and that they meet all applicable code requirements. The NEC also addresses the issue of voltage drop in electrical circuits. Voltage drop can occur when electrical current flows through a conductor, and it can affect the performance of electrical equipment. The NEC provides guidelines for calculating voltage drop and for selecting conductors that are large enough to minimize voltage drop. The NEC requires that all electrical equipment be properly grounded. Grounding provides a path for fault current to flow back to the source, which helps to protect against electrical shock and fire hazards. The NEC also requires that all electrical equipment be properly labeled. Labeling helps to identify the equipment and to provide information about its voltage, current, and other important characteristics. The NEC is a valuable resource for anyone involved in the design, installation, or maintenance of electrical systems. By following the NEC, we can help to ensure the safety and reliability of electrical systems. The regulations surrounding electrical disconnects are in place to keep people safe. It is important to take all electrical work seriously and to always consult with a qualified professional if you have any questions or concerns. Understanding these codes will result in a safer environment. The National Electrical Code is updated regularly, so it is important to stay informed of the latest changes. You can purchase a copy of the NEC from the National Fire Protection Association or view it online at their website. There are also many resources available online and in libraries that can help you understand the NEC. Remember, electrical safety is everyone's responsibility.